with great honor that I've introduced Professor Dr. Nrmin الدسوقي, Professor of Clinical and Chemical Pathology in Cairo University, Senior Consultant of Laboratory and Transfusion Medicine, Cairo University, Consultant of Clinical Pathology and Transfusion Medicine, Police Hospitals, Board Member of the National Blood Bank, and Board Member of the Egyptian Society of Transfusion Medicine.
Thank you for this kind introduction, and thank you, Dr. Amal and the Rotarian Committee for supporting that great project. Yes, I am clinical pathologist, so I should defend the screening. So my talk will be about how to optimize screening for cancer cervix. Actually, I'm nearby 55. I never asked to do pap smear or any kind of screening. Not me, none of my family members, none of my friends. So very strange, but I will defend the screening today. We will include today the financial impact of the screening and fighting cancer cervix. Also, we'll talk about pathogenesis and genotyping, the diagnostic paradigm shift from cytology to molecular, and the clinical guidelines for precision diagnosis, local application in Egypt. Actually, the people used to screen in Europe or America by using the pap smear, this traditional cytology have very low sensitivity of 56% to 80%. So we have, we miss nearly 25% of clinically significant high-grade CIN. Studies in Europe detected that whenever early you detect the effect of the virus on the cervix, the less cost you have. So early intervention, when it is localized, it will cost like 1,500 euro. When it turns into more invasive, it will cost you 8,500 euros. And in advanced diseases, the intervention will cost you nearly 14,000 euro. Actually, we don't have a study here in Egypt, so based on others' experience, we all know that we have the cell cycle. The cell cycle moving from M phase to G1 to synthesis phase and G2. And thanks God, we have regulatory genes, P53, which is responsible for DNA repair. And we have the retinoblastoma gene, which is responsible for cell proliferation. Why we are talking that? To have a look about the molecular effect of the virus. As my colleagues talk, we have 200 genotypes, and the high risk types is 16, 18, 31, 33, and others. If a woman had human papilloma virus, it's not necessarily she will have cervical cancer. So if the virus persists, it might occur that we have, it turned from silent. Dr. Amal talked about the silent situations. So it might be silent and goes without any problem, but sometimes it's transcriptionally active. And we have a viral E6 protein that will attack the P53 gene, which is responsible for repair. So we don't have, if we have a problem with DNA, we don't have any process to regenerate or to repair the gene. And we have also another transcriptional protein which is very important, the E7 protein, which will inactivate retinoblastoma gene. That gene which is responsible for the proliferation. So if we have these two transcriptional protein, we will have we will not have DNA repair, and this DNA, damaged DNA, will continue to replicate, and we will have abnormal cells, too much abnormal cell, turning the cells into the phase of intraepithelial neoplasia and then invasive cancer. Talking about the shift now, the cytology, pap smear is subjective, very subjective, talking about nuclear enlargement, hyperchromatosis of the nucleus, and so it's not actually sensitive. But the molecular detection of the hepatitis B virus, we here detect the virus itself, and it has more than 94% sensitivity and negative predictive value of 98%. But actually, this is not enough. Sorry. Having the pros and cons of each one, even with the molecular development and detection of DNA virus, hepatitis B virus DNA, we still have a problem. No, it's not necessarily it's causing a cytology effect on the cell. So we have to find another way to avoid colposcopy and biopsy. So this is the solution for the problem to bridge the gap in diagnosis. The HPV virus messenger RNA testing to detect the transcriptional protein E6 and E7. It gives us very high specificity. Sorry. By this way, we can avoid the colposcopy and or delay it to another session. As far as I don't have a transcriptionally active virus. We have two important, in case of we have a transcriptional factor present, messenger RNA, so we will proceed to the colposcopy and taking biopsy. In this case, we not only depend on the morphology, but we go further searching for proteins. We have two proteins, P16 and Ki67. P16, it reflects the regulation of the cell cycle, and if we have dysregulation of cell cycle, we shouldn't have the Ki67. This is the one who is responsible for nuclear proliferation. Never to be together, present together. So their presence together, it means we have dysfunction in DNA. And although of this dysfunction we have proliferation. And as you know better than me, this can be detected by immunohistochemistry. Back to the guidelines, WHO guidelines. You talked a lot about that, and the American Society guidelines. We were talking about the age to start, whether from 30 or 25. So we have to find a solution here in Egypt. Another important point in diagnosis is risk-based management. This is about to do management, equal management for equal risk. The difference in diagnosis and this screening will make a problem in, we have a talk with a gynecologist of having very difficulty situation with having colposcopy and biopsy, and the visits to the gynecologist, it's not so easy. When should I interfere and do colposcopy? This is very important. So the risk-based management, in this algorithm, you have certain data. This data will calculate for you the risk, either below 4 and above 4, and when to do the intervention with colposcopy. We have a problem here in Egypt, not only with the patient, but as they all talked about, we have even with clinical providers. They are not convinced at all. The doctors, gynecologists are not convinced at all by the importance of screening. So I think we should work hand in hand with the doctors to increase the awareness, and also with the patient working on the background, the culture, and as Dr. Amal said about the sting. As Dr. Mary talked about the self-sampling, vaginal self-sampling, I don't think it's available here even in Egypt, but it's very important to educate the doctor and make it available here if we are thinking about having the self-sampling. This might make things go easy. Talking about technology, related to the screening, now we have the artificial intelligence and the digital cytopathology. The artificial intelligence and the digital cytopathology will minimize the subjective interpretation of the pathology. And also, we now have the high throughput automation that we have the large machines that can process very large numbers. So if we are thinking about making a national project or something, we can make use of this technology. As regard global elimination ecosystem, how to reach zero case of cervical cancer and eliminate HPV infection, we can make use of vaginal self-sampling, high throughput molecular PCR, messenger RNA and DNA filtration. So not on all the cases that are DNA positive can proceed to colposcopy and a biopsy. We can make funneling and filtration by making use of messenger RNA transcriptional factor. The precision triage using the immunohistochemistry P16 and Ki67, and by making use of the algorithm ASCCP risk management based management. Finally, Currently, there is no structured nationwide screening program for HPV cervical cancer in Egypt. What we should do to make a strategy, optimal strategy, we should consider now bypassing the massive cytology infrastructure and go direct to HPV DNA messenger RNA testing. We should make use of self-sampling and centralize automation. This is my proposal. And thank you so much. I hope this is, I think, is a last session and last talk. Thank you.
صورة جماعية بقى أو لو حد عنده.
Thank you, دكتورة نرمين. Any question for دكتورة نرمين?
ممكن
or comment?
أو أنا commenting
for دكتورة نرمين.
لا, not in you particularly. However, I would think to come to a conclusion from this meeting, and this is the second session I attended for the last 2 years regarding the human papilloma virus. I would say if we put a recommendation that we get the WHO approved card for having HPV vaccination or virus, like Corona, when we did Corona, since it is contagious disease and comes like transmit like that, I would recommend this. From your side, and when I go return back home in the UK, I will recommend this as well. If someone represents the WHO, she can put this into action in this way. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you for your comment.